Now we're going to take what we learned about proportions and we're going to use it in what we call similar polygons. A couple of definitions we need to get to. Similar polygons are polygons with congruent corresponding angles and proportional corresponding sides. Let's say it again. Similar polygons are polygons, let's make that G, S, polygons with congruent corresponding angles and proportional corresponding sides. All right? Let's let that sit in for a little bit. Scale factor. A scale factor is a ratio created when comparing the corresponding sides of two similar figures. Okay, notice that we're dealing with corresponding pieces. Corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. Corresponding parts of similar triangles are, corresponding angles of similar triangles are congruent. Corresponding sides of similar triangles are proportional, but they have to be corresponding. So let's go back to our congruent days and remember what corresponding means. If we have triangle ABC is similar, this is a symbol for similar, to triangle LMN, that basically means that we can stack those two just like we did when we were talking about our congruent triangles. We can stack those two on top of each other, and that means vertex A goes with vertex L. Vertex B goes with vertex M. Vertex C goes with vertex N. Okay? So those go together. That means angle A has to be equal to, since it corresponds to L, that means those two have to be congruent. Angle B corresponds to angle M, that means those two have to be congruent. Angle C corresponds with angle N, therefore they have to be congruent. And we put that down here. That means that the measure of angle A equals the measure of angle L, the measure of angle B equals the measure of angle M, and the measure of angle C equals the measure of angle N. Now let's look at the proportional part. That means that AB, segment AB, is to segment LM, is proportional to LM, as BC is proportional to MN. They have the same proportion or the same ratio with each other. And each of those have the same ratio as CA, CA, and NL. Okay? That means that segment AB is proportional to LM, segment BC is proportional to MN, and segment CA is proportional to segment NL. Got two triangles over here. Triangle ABC, right here. Triangle LMN, right here. And here we say that they're similar. Okay, and here we have this right here. Now what I've got is I've got these three segments are measured. They're different. I know they're not drawn to scale. Okay, and I have one of LMN. One of the segments of LMN is measured. Okay, now this is segment MN. What does it correspond to over here? It corresponds to BC. Got it? All right. Let's change that to let's change that to 35. Okay? Make our take just a little bit easier. All right, let's change that to 35. So what we've got is MN corresponds to BC. So what we have is 14 is to 35. And if we want to find LM, which corresponds to AB, we can just set that equal to 10 equals X. Now, proportions, we cross multiply. 14x equals 350. X equals 350 divided by 14. Get out your little calculators. See what you have for an answer. And I'll get out mine. Okay? X comes up to be 25. So we know that, what? What corresponds to 10? LM, so this right here is 25. Alright? So let's do the other one. What do we have? We have 14 is to 35 equals 12 is to CA is to NL. Let's call that Y. 14Y equals, wow, I don't know what that one is. I think it'll be about 420. Let's see, 12 times 35. Woo, what do you know? 420. Y equals 420 divided by 14. Let's see what that is. 420. That equals Y equals 30. So that means this one right here is 30. Okay? Now, alright? Let's look at this. This is to correct? LN. AC is to LN as AB is to LM as BC is to MN. Okay? Let's get these right. LM goes with this. The 10 goes with the 25. 14 goes with the 35. And the 12 goes with the 30. Okay? Now, let's look at those ratios and see what they are. We've basically got, let's do AB is to LM. We've got 10 is to 25 equals 1 over 2.5. Oh wow, this one, the sides are how much bigger? 2.5 times bigger. Okay? So our scale factor from here to here is compared 1 to 2.5. It takes 2.5 of these to make 1 of these. Okay? Alright, that would be our scale factor. Our scale factor would be 1 to 2.5. Alright? Proportional. These angles are considered equal. Let's just mark those. Angle A is going to equal angle L. Angle M is going to equal angle B. And angle C is going to equal, now let's get those down, angle N. Okay? Corresponding angles are congruent. Corresponding sides are proportional. Alright? Let's do some problems.